Carrots. You already know what time it is, man. Yeah, it look like we
Awards some of its electoral votes
like we
by
up.
whoever wins the most votes in the state, and some by the congressional districts. And right now, we have Nebraska projected for Donald Trump, those 3 electoral votes of the 5. We are, of course, able to project those right now for Donald Trump. We should say that Nebraska is a conservative, reliably Republican state. So where does this bring Donald Trump to 230? He is inching closer, closer, and closer. He is at 230. Remember, that number he needs is
Yeah. Let's act like we know that we monetize around here. Become a member of the channel. You know what I'm saying? It's all carrots in the chariot. All right. You might even see the commercial pop up when you came to the video.
270. So he is about exactly 40 votes away to get to 270. And Kamala Harris is at 165. So you can see that path
Donald Trump delivers speech on election night.
Getting a little bit easier for Donald Trump, as we've seen North Carolina called for him, and the electoral votes that he is building on his path to 270. All right. Well, you mentioned that some at Kamala Harris's headquarters are feeling a little bit anxious. Let's go to Sarah Smith, our North America editor, who is there now. Sarah, as we've seen North Carolina called, what have the reactions been there?
My boy about to deliver a speech, man. I don't know what he's on, man. It's like not Adderall, but NZT. Remember that Limitless movie, man? That's what Donald Trump is on. He got to be.
The anxiety.
You got dudes that's 30 years old can't stay up and do all this.
But I have to say, nobody's dancing, nobody's celebrating here in any way at all. They stood
after getting shot
at
Carolina, and he deserved this.
Are coming out from the Harris campaign, telling people not to panic, that it is still early, that they always said this race would go to the early hours of the morning, if not into the coming days. But
don't panic. You know they panicking. You don't hear nobody on Kamala's side even talking. They low right now. They under rocks.
White House narrowing, that Harris is not ahead.
Let's cool with Del Bronx.
Need to win to do that.
Watch tomorrow. They're gonna be like, "Oh man, they cheated."
They try and boost the atmosphere.
Now let's make this country great again.
You get the odd cheer when that'll be one of the House or Senate seats that the Democrats.
Yeah. They gonna drag y'all about that office. All of y'all that was hating on them, all y'all fake news, y'all about to have a serious wake up call.
That's the odd little bit of good news that keeps the Democrats going. But as they're watching that road to the White House, they are getting more and more.
I know what you did last summer.
Sarah, thank you so much for that update from Kamala Harris's campaign headquarters right here in Washington, D.C. And we can go now back to Georgia. Joshua McCoon is standing by for us there. He's the chairman of the Republican Party. Very good to have you with us tonight on BBC News. We haven't made here a projection for Georgia just yet, but how are things looking there, and how is the Republican Party feeling at this point in the evening?
Double tap the screen.
We're very confident that President Trump has won Georgia. We've seen enough here. There's about 5.2 million votes statewide. Over 5 million have been reported. President Trump has 135,000 vote majority. It's really just math. I don't know what different decision desks are looking at, but it's very clear to us here.
If you on that Trump train, type ones in the chat, baby.
That he's done what he needs to do to win. I think he'll win on a 2.5 to 3% majority. And we're very excited. We believe President Trump's in position to get the 270 electoral votes tonight. I think once you put Georgia in his column, then it's just a matter of, as you were talking about earlier, one of the 3 blue wall states moving in his direction. It looks like he has several pathways to get there, and we believe he's going to do it.
Okay, so what do you think?
40 more points.
For Donald Trump in Georgia to this point, if you're feeling confident that he's won the state at this point where the numbers are, what was the message you think that really has worked?
Well, I think a couple of things. Certainly,
I'm going to put him on as soon as he starts speaking.
Resonated with a lot of our folks that are living paycheck to paycheck in the state. The campaign's focus on low propensity voters. We know about 20% of the folks that voted in this election, almost 1 million Georgia. And we know how well President Trump does with those low propensity, less engaged voters. I also think a key turning point in this race was President Trump coming to Georgia in the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Helene. It was a great opportunity to show him together with our Governor Brian Kemp, working for the people of Georgia, while the response from FEMA and Vice President Harris sort of lagged behind. I think all of those things, and of course the message on immigration, Lake and Riley.
Hurry up and get these goopies out of fucking office. They just threatened to test a missile or flew a missile or some shit, man. They get these people up out of office, man.
Give us a sense
before they have us in a whole fucking war out here, and paying a bunch of money for gas and food ain't gonna be your only fucking worries.
for you to feel confident about the vote being completely counted.
Well, like I said, I'm not a math major. I'm a lawyer with a graduate degree from the University of Alabama. But even I can tell you, you have a 200,000 votes remaining, and you need to pick up 130,000 votes. It's just not going to happen. She could win 75% of the outstanding votes, and it still wouldn't be enough. So I think that's why Decision Desk HQ called the race over an hour ago. They did the same thing with North Carolina. I understand you just projected North Carolina a few minutes ago. I'm sure we'll get that projection at some point this evening, but we're very excited about where we are. We're confident President Trump has won here in Georgia. And like I said, we're looking to see what happens in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania at this point.
All right, Joshua Raccoon there in Georgia. Thank you so much for joining us on BBC News tonight. And Katie, one of the most interesting points in that interview that we just heard was the low propensity voters. So these are people who didn't vote in the last election. I mean, that was really, really interesting what he said about the turnout among these voters.
And particularly looks like young men. Mm-hmm. That seems to be where Donald Trump is outperforming his numbers compared to 2020. And that is an area that the Harris campaign always knew that they had some problems with, and they had to run up the numbers. I mean, maybe Patrick is right, and we haven't had blue and dark blue counties reporting yet in those blue wall states. So there is a chance that in those counties she can run up the numbers with mail-in votes or early votes. But it's looking harder for them because it looks like young men did turn out for Donald Trump. I'm reminded tonight of something that Kellyanne Conway, who was Donald Trump's campaign manager, said it back in 2016. There's a difference to voters between what offends you and what affects you. And I think we were talking earlier in this campaign about how there have been a lot of even Republican voters have said this time around, more so than in 2016, you know what, I don't love his rhetoric. I don't like some of the things that I'm hearing, but I'm affected by inflation. I'm offended by some of the things that I hear, but I'm affected by the fact that my rent is 30% higher than it was before COVID, that the price of beef is 45% higher than it was before COVID. And those are things that people feel, particularly those low propensity voters, because there's an inflation wealth gap. If you own your house, you're not feeling the impact of wealth. Those tend to be wealthier Americans. If you rent your house, you're more likely to be a working class American, perhaps some of those young male voters who turned out for Donald Trump.
And 2/3 of Americans own a home. And I don't think the campaign did a good job explaining that to the American people too. Now listen.
But for people who rent the home, that doesn't help you.
Yeah, but the majority of Americans do, and that's their primary source of net worth is your home ownership. And that's why, frankly, Kamala Harris with the plan of 3 million new homes in the housing stock, because we're short on homes. If she gets there, we'll get there. But
people were still struggling with affordability, though, weren't they? Like their take-home pay, even though wages have gone up in this country, still didn't go as far. Even if you own your own home and rates haven't changed and you're paying your mortgage, you were paying more on groceries.
No doubt. When I was a young college student, I met Bill Clinton, and it inspired me to eventually go into political public service. When he talked to people and said, "I feel your pain," you felt he was genuine. He had that micro engagement with people. When he was talking to you, you knew he was listening. He was empathetic. And I think we have to get back to the basics. I mean, people want their elected leaders to fight for them, to feel their pain, and to know that you're going to go to bed at night, you're going to wake up in the morning, and you're going to fight for them to make their lives better, not your life better.
Well, and that's exactly right. The overall inflation numbers, 20.5%. Electricity over 30%, groceries 22.5%, big numbers. But I want to build on something that you said, Katie. You talked about the young male voter, the low propensity voter, but also two numbers that I want to point out tonight from exit polling I've seen nationally. The black vote, 81-15 Harris. 4 years ago, it was 91-8 Biden. The Hispanic vote, This year, 56-40 Harris. 4 years ago, it was 63-35 Biden.
Yeah,
and so those inroads have made an enormous difference, I think, tonight.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some. Those are really important data points to discuss. We're going to discuss them in just a moment. But we are coming up on the top of the hour, so that means it's another one of those key moments in this race. We've had so many key moments. I know. But we're going to see more polls close and also some more projections to bring you. But at this point in the night, we've had so many of these big swing states closing. We're waiting still, as we said, for those blue wall states. But now let's get ready for another set of results.
Well, it is midnight here in Washington, 5 a.m. in London, and the polls in Hawaii have now closed. That state is worth 4 electoral votes. And as we've been saying, presidential candidate needs to get to that magic 270 to win the White House. Hawaii, the only state closing at this hour.
As soon as Trump starts speaking, I'm going to put him on screen.
For it in a short amount of time. We can't make a projection about Hawaii at this time and those crucial for electoral votes. But at this point in time, almost all of the polls are closed, of course, and we're waiting on those key states. We can take a look at where we stand, the state of play at the moment. Donald Trump, as you can see there, on 230. Kamala Harris on 100.
Don't tap the screen, get the lights up. I'm about to show where Trump is at right now. They're reading the polls over there too. If you're on that Trump train, type ones in the chat, man. Salute to everybody that's here, man. We about to have us a whole nother president. And we already know that it's going to be Trump. Salute to Kamala Harris. Go sit your ass down. Go suck Willie Brown off. Or do something. Find something constructive to do. Find something more safe to do, because you was never fit to do this in the first place.
I mean, if that gap holds and if his improvement.
After this, you still ain't black.
That holds. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's a big deal.
Well, I was just going to say one of the things.
Get the lights up. We got 50 people up in here. Let's double tap the screen or go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. Thank you for being here.
American and Muslim American community in places like Michigan is not that they were going to vote for Donald Trump, but they either were not going to vote or they were going to vote for Jill Stein or Cornel West. I'm not sure if Cornel West is on the ballot in Michigan, but these numbers don't add.
On that Trump train, type ones in the chat.
That there is a better than my guess would be, educated guess would be, there's going to be a better average showing for Jill Stein in Michigan.
Blue, salute, shut the eye.
She was out there.
You already know.
Trip I was out there. Sorry.
He wants slow.
State or adjusted in the state.
Yeah. So just to explain it. Now,
hit that membership button. You want to become a member? This channel now offers memberships and super chats and all that other good shit.
In terms of a big sizable, bigger chunk of votes is white working class voters, union voters, because the Trump campaign ran ads slamming Harris's position on electric vehicles, EVs, and that is actually going to be more significant. Ultimately, that was this is just their projection. Then the American Muslim American vote. Is there any way we can gauge that, how well or poorly she did compared to Biden?
That's kind of boring. So let me just show you something else until Trump actually jumps up on the screen. Right now, this is the type of shit I'm talking about, right? And normally this is the type of shit I do be talking about, right? It says stealing with her little kids ends in disaster. This is a couple minutes. I just wanted to get your eyes on this and tell me, is the cop wrong or is this woman wrong?
Hey, police! I'm going
First,
down.
let's get the lights up. Double tap the screen or go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. Let's get them things all the way up. Now, if you look at her thighs, right? If you look at her eyes, she got
You're not resisting them because
she a wild one. Let's put it that way. This don't end well.
you're detained for shoplifting. Go over there.
I just paid for it.
Get in the office.
Come on.
Your ID.
I don't have it on.
Now, I'm going to just say, for the sake of reactions, I hope this bitch this woman ain't up in there stealing, you know what I'm saying, with her goddamn kids. Waxitos in the bed. This nigga waxes up. Hell yeah. Let's get the show going, Wax. Come on, man. Let's give him some content, man. Word.
To the car.
Man, Skeezy. B1 in the building. That's no reply.
I don't even
Take
have
the
it.
bag off.
Everybody, respectfully, double tap the screen, get the lights up, or go to the top right, hit 3 dots, and become a member. All right.
Take the bag off.
For what?
They will only learn what you teach them. That's right. Yeah, man, that nigga wax up late night with us. Okay, cool. So let's do it. They will only learn what you teach them, and that's the whole fact. She's doing this. She's traumatizing her kids. But is the cop wrong or is this woman wrong?
What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back.
For what? Heather.
Stop.
Now, mind you, this is not mall security. This ain't Walmart security. This is a whole cop right here.
He's trying to put my hands. He's putting my hands behind my back, Heather. I don't know, bro.
Stop.
They're embarrassing me.
Stop
Heather,
resisting.
look at my kids, please, because they're embarrassing me.
How can you become a member? I think I got to activate it. I think I'm talking a lot of shit, but I didn't even activate it. Let me check and see.
I didn't do anything. I'm
Sit down. You're going to jail.
For what?
You're resisting me and them. Sit down.
I didn't resist
Sit
anybody.
down.
What are you talking
Shut up.
about? I didn't even do anything to resist anything. What the hell? Pour it out. Pour it out. There's nothing in there.
Oh, okay.
I
stole
didn't pay
that.
for that.
No, she paid for that. That's the only thing she paid for.
Call the people that are
I
in
don't
the
care.
store,
Sit
'cause
down.
My kids
Sit
can't be in
down.
here with them. With us.
Sit down.
Literally, she's
Sit
crying.
down.
Answer
Sit
the phone.
down. You're doing this. You're acting a fool in front of them.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Shut up. Shut up.
Heather, we're on the grocery side by the wine. Connie and Kat is screaming.
Nobody's
because
coming in here.
They're pushing me. Come get my kids. They're doing crazy shit to me, man. They're doing crazy shit to me right now. Y'all give me a hug because they don't like black people. Give me a hug.
No, you should be embarrassed because you're
Well, how they don't like black people just because they locking you up?
like a shitty parent.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're stealing in front of your kids and you're going to jail.
I will get my credit card out and pay for everything right now if you want me to do that. But can you please not make my kids stand right here? Like, I promise to God, I will do that. If that's the issue. It wasn't swiped because it broke or something. Don't cry, it's okay. I did not grab you, bro.
I have you on video right here, grabbing my arm. You even cut my finger.
You pushed me.
I did not touch you.
Bro, yes you did. Bring the camera up.
You grabbed my arm and I never once
And you
touched
pushed me just right
never
there.
once touched you. My hands were on my phone and on the car.
Can you take them outside, please?
Okay, it's okay.
We're not going to keep talking.
What do you mean?
I'm taking this off of you because we're not going to have somebody on the phone while you're under arrest.
You're not going to do what? You're not going to do what? I'm sorry?
You're not talking to anybody.
She asking for it. Another cop would have put, if they didn't have no cameras around, man, these cops, this would be making some of these motherfuckers put their hands on people. Like you stealing while you're in front of your kids, shorty. What are you doing, boy?
Why are you acting like that towards me like I did something aggressive? I didn't do
You are.
anything
You're
aggressive.
resisting.
I didn't resist anything.
Okay, well,
What did I
it's
resist?
all on camera.
What did I resist?
Okay. We're going to play stupid.
What did I resist though?
I'm done talking.
Let me know what I
You're just
resisted.
going to jail. It's okay. That's all you need.
What did I resist?
Okay.
If you want me to pay the cash money, I can pay cash instead
You're
of
not paying nothing because you had the chance to do it and you didn't.
I did it. Yep. Anything would have gone through.
Cool. And so you walked out of the store with all their. Excuse me?
Can I get the car keys real fast?
You got your ID on you? Sit down.
For her car keys?
Sit down.
No.
Sit down.
Because I paid for
All right. Well,
No, I just need
I'm not releasing any property to you unless
You're going to do what the f they're asking.
Hold on, wait.
Sit down.
Because you're pissing me off. At this point, I'm about to resist. At this point,
And
if
you're
I'm
going
going
to
to
get thrown
tell
on the
anything,
ground.
She about to,
Sit
now
down.
she about to act up.
Down.
put me on the ground. Put me on the ground. Put me on the ground.
Sit down.
Throw me on the ground. Throw me on the ground. She wilding, bro.
Talk to me. They're talking to me.
Imagine it's your girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't wash the dishes or some shit.
Video.
Hey, Court, send me another unit.
I'm about
Hold on, wait.
Sit down.
Because you're pissing me off. At this point, I'm about to resist. At this point,
And
if
you're
I'm
going
going
to
to
get thrown
tell
on the ground.
anything,
Sit down. Sit down.
put me on the ground. Put me on the ground.
throw me on the ground.
Put me on the ground.
Sit down.
How are they talking to me? They're talking to me.
I got video.
How they choking you if you're able to say it so clearly. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. You on that Trump train? Type ones in the chat.
Hey, of course, send me another unit.
No, I'm sorry.
He just put his hand around my throat.
You just
He just put his hand around my throat. Are you serious?
We have cameras all over.
So pull it up then. He just put his hand around my throat. No, he just put his hand around my throat.
Damn, a fucking loud ass voice. See, you go chasing after one of those little fat asses like that. She got nice little fake hair in the joint, and then she be nice for a half hour, and the rest of your life you're done.
What is your name?
You just battered a law enforcement out.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you just charged at me. And you
I
told
stood
me.
up like this.
Yeah, now you're getting
Oh man, she's wow.
Yeah.
You taking me to jail anyway.
She's being truthfully.
You're taking me to jail anyway.
This type of joint, you got to put your hands on, man.
I live in Florida anyway.
So
You're
taking.
I don't care.
Let me
I don't
understand
live
this.
here.
Hey, let me understand this. You're going to jail anyway, so add more crimes.
Oh,
Is that what
Lansky, first one on decky. Brow, brow, brow. How you like that?
you're doing?
I'm going to jail anyway. You're going to be a bitch anyway. You're being a bitch since you walked up
And she cute too, man. Just acting up, man. Oh man, I would have fell for that back in the day.
to me because I didn't resist anything.
You resist.
You been a
Walked
I
away.
ain't gonna lie, man. I used to like this type of toxic shit. I didn't think my life was nothing unless I had this type of toxic shit next to me.
I
Now
didn't
you
resist
resisted
anything.
me. Yes,
I
you
didn't
did.
resist anything with you.
Okay.
You said police. I turned around. Straight up. I did.
Yeah, and then when I put you in handcuffs, you pulled away.
No, I did not.
Sure.
We were already in this
Sit
room.
down.
Just
Sit
trust me, she gonna be spitting and kicking by the time this is all done.
down.
I didn't have to walk in this room.
Okay. Sit down.
What do you mean?
Shut the fuck up and sit down.
Don't tell me to shut
Sit down.
up.
Sit down. Sit down.
So far, is she wrong or is the cop wrong?
In this
Sit
room.
down. Sit down.
I didn't have to walk in this room.
Okay. Sit down.
What do you mean?
Shut the fuck up and sit down.
Don't tell me to shut
Sit down.
up.
Sit down. Sit.
I think they both wrong though, AP. Because I think that number one, his policing skills is just toe up. He's fed up and he's taking it all out on her. That's number one. He lacked professional. You know what I'm saying? Listen, understand, right? You get what you put out there. That's whether it's the cop or whether it's the crook. You know what I'm saying? He acting funky. He knows she already hot. He knows she got her kids. He could have showed a little bit. He acting like a nigga that don't got kids. Why are you gonna disrespect her so blatantly in front of her kids? Shut the fuck up and all this, you know, like that was unnecessary on his part. But she is wrong. She without, you know, she wrong, man.
Down.
Kill me.
All right.
Kill me. Kill me.
Okay. AP said he nasty. She clearly stated she about to be a problem. She was right, but wrong partially. I think personally, I think she wrong because she was stealing with her kids and she invite this type of energy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. It's not like think about it. If she was in a desperate situation, she looked like a bit. She's made up from head to toe. Her friend looked like she was just normal. Like, this is normal. I always come get her when she steal. You know what I'm saying? So she got 2 little baby kids. It ain't like her kids can walk home by themselves or whatever. She didn't think about her own children. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm just the type of nigga. Listen, before I get caught stealing in the fucking Walmart with my 2 kids, bro, I'm gonna turn the crime rate up a little bit. If it get bad like that, but she's obviously whipped up. She got a nice iPhone watch. Her hair freshly done, shit, her skin, everything popping. Told you, this is the type of dysfunctional type of chick that I'd have made wifey. I'd have been on Pebble Beach licking her butt. You heard? And then have this jump out soon as she disagree with something. Oh, she's a ratchet ass bitch.
Kill me. I have kids crying.
Hitting on people and all that, man. That's probably what she do in relationships. In real life. And if she that type of parent, raising them type of kids, them kids gonna be worse than us, man. We victims of neglect. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers was out here whipping our ass. Same shit, you know, like whooping the kids' ass. Calling that love. You know what I mean? You turning these niggas to killers, man. Every time I got whooped, I got my payback. I don't care if it's my aunt or my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Go make me some coffee, Johnny. I might put salt in that shit. Oh, God. You know what? And get another ass whipping. At least I deserve the second one. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Who is this? She wrong. She is wrong. She's wrong. You can't be professional when someone is yelling at you like that. Yeah, you know, fuck those kids. For real. You know what I mean? That's how she put it down. That's how she put it down. She didn't care. So why is the cop gonna care? You know what I mean? Especially knowing that all this shit we got going on. See, we talking about, you know what it is though? When I went to stealing from Walmart school, first thing they told me was that, listen, every time you steal, make sure you never have your kids with you. That's the only thing. Everything else is good. You know what I'm saying? But the kids with you, if she looked desperate and she had those kids and they did this, I would be crying bloody murder. Fuck the police. I would have said all that because I would be like, you know what? That's overkill. But she's too whipped up. She's made up. Nice. I'm telling you, man. She had a nice purse. You know what I mean? All that. I'm telling you. That's all she's stealing for. She's stealing to go get her hair done again for $70. And purple hair. I guarantee you she got a furry steering wheel. I'm telling you.
Then stand up and stop dead weighting yourself. Shut the fuck up, cause you racist or something, bro. You aggressing me the whole time. Record everything. Record everything. Calm down.
You invite this type of energy, this type of like dudes that's like this, man. I used to give them a hard time once we got, you know what I'm saying, once they closed the cell door.
Get in the car. Did you record him dragging me in the car?
The Republicans have just won control of the Senate. Salute the B1 for delivering that motherfucking news. But we see all this coming. We see a landslide happening. This is what we see. Y'all might be seeing something different. I know one thing. I don't see nobody out here bucking for Kamala right now. And, you know, it's all good. Just eat your medicine. That's all. The medicine is a good life. The medicine is hopefully no war. The medicine is hopefully we close these fucking borders up, okay? That's the medicine. I need everybody to double tap the screen, okay? We are capitalists. The companies run our country, yep, and the candidates who aligns most with that one chosen for the votes don't matter. Votes, okay, cool. I heard that every variation of that, what you just said. Salt and coffee is the grossest thing on earth. I did that on accident one day. I was throwing up. You know what I'm saying? I did that on purpose to my uncle. You know what I'm talking about? And my cousin, his daughter. Said, fuck it. You know, get him too. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I recently told my uncle that was me. Because I lied. I said it was John. John said, you know that wasn't me. And I said, yes, it was. They believed my lie. But recently I told him. I told my uncle, yeah, it was me that was putting salt in your coffee, bro.
Get in the cool. Come on.
That part, still let the kids outside. Go get the money. Go get the money. Bring the kids too. There's less attention. People do bullshit in front of their kids.
Yeah. Come on. Resisting. What you talking to? You doing crazy?
Nah, she didn't even do nothing low key though. AP, she did something hot. She took somebody's whole shopping cart and tried to walk out. You know what I mean? Goofy. I would have nah. Bro, I'd rather, man. I'm telling you, man, because when I went to not robbery school, to how to steal from Walmart school, the first thing they said is keep the kids in the car, like you said, AP. She ain't too bright. Just piling charges up for a simple goddamn theft. Like, chill, bro. She could have just smoothed that shit. That didn't have to even go that far. The girl got there in 1 minute. That means she was in the car waiting. She could have held the babies.
Let me get in!
Now she yelling like a dude.
Stop pushing me then! Get in the car! Let me get in!
Oh, man. It's like the devil came out of it. Let me get in. Nah. Cupid in the building. Oh shit, Eve James outside too. Oh man. Yeah, we got the homies outside, man. Hey Eve, they just monetized this channel. Yesterday. Oh, and I just started a whole new channel, man. It's called I ain't gonna say it, man. You just hit me, and I'll tell you all about it. Now I get some fucking money out here, man. I'm tired of talking. We all about to have a little bag, though. And that's the biggest reward. You know what I'm saying? Trump 2020 for double tap the screen, get the likes up. And if you're on that Trump train, put them carrots in the chat. Yeah, he is. He need a new job. But you know what I'm saying? You stupid as fuck. You traded your kids to prove what? That you loud, you know what I mean? That you can get loud. He still put you in cuffs. He still threw you in the car. She turned the one charge of some bullshit, stealing somebody's car, but she could have beat that shit easy. She'd have walked out of court tomorrow. You know what I mean? They ain't trying to hold people up in jail. And now she got all these other charges. Dumb.
This whole racist ass bitch. That's what you are.
I think you're racist.
No, you are. Because I didn't do anything until you aggressively handed me.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't like the way he was talking to her. And I don't care how he was handling her after they start scuffling. I'm talking about how she was, like, how he was talking to her, like, in front of her kids. I think that all cops need sensitivity training. And plus, you know what I mean, you gotta some of these motherfuckers just don't know. You know, they got small dicks. Some of these motherfuckers, they go home, the girl don't give them no coochie, whatever. They have a lot of, suicide rates, crazy. It's some depressing shit. It's a hard job. You gotta understand it. Which one of y'all could be a police? I don't like dealing with your motherfuckers already. Confrontation. Especially when you dead ass wrong. Y'all don't want to admit when you wrong. Imagine they make me a cop. I'd have been killed one of y'all. Bow. God's work. That's what I called it. I'd have said God's work. Bow. Put him down. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you giving me a gun for? No, I'm angry anyway. That's why I said they need sensitivity training or something. Kamala ain't helping out. F4Gs, not us. Only helping. Oh, okay. She only helping the rainbows. Okay, right. So did Obama. Obama was the worst one. Obama was worse than Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I agree with what Wack 100 said about Tupac, man. Tupac was a clown.
They didn't do nothing until you aggressively handed me.
And then you kicked me in the face.
Nothing. I didn't kick you.
Okay.
You was hitting me and pulling me and sliding me on the ground. What do you mean?
This is what I'm trying to say. Just be quiet, because you clearly was kicking all over this dude. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, how dudes that grew up with sisters know. You know how your sisters do too much? They want to pull your hair, beat you up because they know you ain't gonna hit them. And then when you do hit them, when you finally hit them, you just punch them right on their leg and show them like, I'm a man. And they be like, oh shit. He should have punched on the leg like that. Should have put a leg down real quick.
Because you dead weighted, you're resisting again.
I'm simply saying that I might have ended up being a corrupt cop. You know what I mean? That's why they ain't give me. You know what I'm saying? They let me go to how to steal from Walmart school, but they never let me into how to be 5-0 school.
Serious?
Yep.
Where's my shit? Where is my stuff? Where is my stuff? Heather, they won't give me my stuff! They won't give me my stuff, Heather!
I don't like this. I'm saying I'm triggered by things. Yo, listen, let me explain something. I can't have nobody yelling at me like that in real life. See, I'm taking it personal because, you got to understand, man. I got vertigo, bro. Yo, bro, I gotta meditate. It's bad with me. I can't deal with all that loud shit. This bitch is louder than Venezuela Reyes.
Can I talk to you a second?
No.
Can I not get the Heather, please get
Now look, let's look at it from the beginning. This shit could have been diffused from the gate. From the gate.
Hey, police. Go with them. You're not resisting them because you're detained for shoplifting. Go over there.
I wasn't even. I just paid for it.
Get in the office.
Come on.
Your ID.
I don't have it on me. It's in the car, and I don't
Okay,
even
take
have
the
it.
bag off.
Take the bag off.
For what?
Take the bag off.
What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back.
For what? Heather.
Stop
Heather,
resisting. You're
he's
going to catch
putting
no
my
charges.
hands behind my back, Heather. I don't know, bro.
Stop.
They're embarrassing me.
Stop
Heather, look
resisting.
at my kids, please. Because they're embarrassing me. I didn't do anything improper.
Sit down. You're going to jail.
For what?
You're resisting me and them. Sit down.
I didn't resist
Sit
anybody.
down.
What are you about? I didn't even do anything to resist anything. What the hell? Pour it out. Pour it out. There's nothing in there.
Oh, okay.
You get back to her. Loud as fuck. Okay, let's get back to the polls.
And Donald Trump up to 230. And of course, she's still waiting for some of those reliably Democratic states that we just can't call at this point. Some of them because they're still counting, others because they're too close for her at this point. But let's go, of course, to Christian, who is keeping a close eye on what's going on in all of these states. What can we tell at the moment, Christian?
Well, this is our scenario that we started with at the beginning of the night. We plugged in all those states we thought would go red, Republican, and all those that we thought would go blue, Democratic. And right now, nothing has changed hands, although, of course, we've been able to fill in North Carolina as a hold for Donald Trump. We've been talking in the last half an hour about Georgia. Over 90%.
Ain't nothing has changed. Those numbers obviously
narrowing. So let's, for argument's sake, it's leaning Republican. We'll plug it in as red. I just want to show you that now he jumps to 251. And if you put in Pennsylvania, he gets home to 270.
Well, this must have been back a little while because this man is
a big win for him, isn't it?
Yeah, he must be on crack.
If you're in the Trump campaign, you'd rather be Donald Trump tonight than you would be Kamala Harris at this stage of the evening, certainly. But him winning, if he was going to win any of these early battleground states, I guess that from the Harris point of view, losing North Carolina and then losing Georgia was better for them than losing Pennsylvania. But that's not a huge amount of consolation. It does mean that Kamala Harris, as we've been saying, has to win Pennsylvania, she has to win Michigan, and she has to win Wisconsin. She has absolutely no wiggle room anymore. And those states are looking extremely close at this stage in the evening.
And we should say she's flipped
in the morning, I think we are now, right?
Yeah, who knows?
We're
It's
now
morning,
actually in the
morning
morning
somewhere, it's nighttime somewhere else. And of course, we should say Joe Biden won this 4 years ago and Donald Trump 4.
Double tap the screen. We waiting for Trump to jump on the stage. As soon as he does, I'm going to be switching this over.
Stephanie, what's your reaction?
That's the top right of the screen on that the one I'm showing. That's them setting up the microphone for him to speak right now.
Oh, there's still the path. That was always the path.
Double tap the screen, get the likes up. If you're on that Trump train, put some carrots in the chat. Monster Mo is out this bitch too, man. Salute to Monster Mo.
Hey, we always knew this was going to be a close race. We always knew blue wall was our best path. And here we are, waiting to see what those numbers look like.
Well, certainly that's the case. I mean, Rodney, looking
NBC is out of here.
Republicans, I mean, this is just a huge moment of the evening for Donald Trump, the Republicans. We knew Georgia was looking like it was going to go for him, but at this point, it puts him in a really good position.
Oh, it certainly does. I mean, he needed Georgia and North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, as we discussed earlier, he and his team were very confident that was going to work out that way. But it's pretty telling they're just as confident that some of these other states are going to work out in their favor too. It is trending, and you look at some of the House races in Pennsylvania that are almost called. Right now, you've got Congressman Matt Cartwright and Congresswoman Susan Wild in very precarious positions with over 98% of the vote in, and they're down. That says something. Now, Republicans are losing races in the House too. The House is where Democrats are going to have to move their focus because the Senate's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking right now, if Donald Trump sweeps the blue wall, you could have 54, maximum 55 Republican senators. Right now, you're guaranteed probably 53.
And Katie, if you look at Georgia, the numbers have been coming in also pretty fast. I mean, that's something that we were discussing in advance. How quickly would this vote be counted? I mean, that indicates,
Probably not as close as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers have been coming in fast, and you look at the margins; they're just much bigger than they were in 2020. In 2020, we were, deliberating over famously over some 11,000 votes in Georgia. This time around, we haven't got the final numbers in, but it looks like it's over 100,000 vote, right? The difference is 150,000 difference between
massive
Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. That's a much bigger advantage for him.
Well, let's go straight to Georgia now and to our correspondent, John Sudworth. John, what was the reaction there with the projection of Georgia for Donald Trump?
Well, people in this room are convinced they have won this state.
Okay,
as you were saying, there is a margin of 150,000 votes or so, just 5% of the total left to count. They've moved through very quickly as they.
So that bottom screen is where Harris is at, and the top screen is live where Trump is at.
By county, there may be different reasons. Maybe some of the ballots are being checked, but people here are convinced that Georgia has gone for Donald Trump. And if they're right, of course, it is another key.
If you're here from a short feed, double tap the screen or go to the top right, hit 3 dots, and subscribe to the channel. Free, yo.
Another cheer going up behind me. That's the chairman of the Republican Party, who I know you spoke to earlier, addressing the crowd here.
That's the chairman of the Republican Party, y'all.
It's going their way.
We're going to listen into Harris HQ now.
Here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address our supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Democratic Party.
Okay, some big news there at Howard University. The announcement that Kamala Harris will be there tomorrow to address supporters and to address the nation. So she does not intend going there tonight. I mean, that's
tired old bird.
Already.
He went out there and said that one day. Oh, this is disrespectful.
President's not
You can't
coming.
make that up, man. Trump is about to show his butt. Oh man, double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. That's embarrassing. Look at them all walking home.
Blue counties of Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin to shore up the blue wall. And if she doesn't get very big numbers.
And Katie, I mean, look at this. You're seeing these big crowds of people leaving Harris headquarters. I mean, again, she is not going to.
That is crazy.
But this is a bit of a symbol here for the state of the race right now.
Right. Well, the fact that
wow, she just deaded them.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it looks like Donald Trump may go to his headquarters down in Florida, and
they don't even want to celebrate. They are mad. She said, "No, I'm not coming outside, yo." She sent them home. Look at this shit.
All known it was possible.
Man, I got the wrong title on here.
On overnight tonight.
I'm about to go live on my big channel right now. As a matter of fact, I'm about to go live on my big channel. They walking the fuck out. What just happened, yo? Am I bugging the fuck out? This reminds me of that moment when we was live and then they fucking shot Trump. They shot Trump. Hey, yo, they shot my fucking dude Trump, yo. These motherfuckers is crazy, bro. He deserved it. They're walking out. All the black people. All them black jobs. Look at these black jobs just walking out. All this blackness. I'm black tonight. Today I'm black. Look at this shit. The black people's out. The black people are fucking on Instagram. Damn, I forgot to monetize now. I can't keep talking this way I talk. Right? Yo, I'm rewinding this, man. What just happened here, man? I just seen transvestite. Damn. I've seen a feminine looking man just jump on stage and tell these people, yo, go home. What the blood clot, sheriff? Sheriff, come lock the man up, man. All right, come off of the internet. What happened, man? Come off of the internet. What just happened, man? That shit was so embarrassing that they took it off my computer. I didn't even change the video yet. I didn't change the video. Yo, you know what? I'm about to go take my vote back, and I'm voting for Harris, man. She's gonna need something, a box of wine or something. She is gonna. She needs to decompress right now. They walked out of this bitch shit.
Potentially torpedo the bipartisan border deal. And number 3 is Biden only gave her 107 days to fully introduce her to the American people. That is not sufficient time.
Wait a minute, Kylie Chung. Give me 1 second. That's what the Chinese girl, right? Okay, here you go. There you go. The drum roll.
And O'Malley Dillon that basically reminded all of the support.
I'm probably enjoying this shit way too much. This shit is embarrassing, man. Kamala. You're just tuning in. Looks like to me.
Reporters that, hey, we always knew this was going to be a close race. We always knew that the blue wall was our.
Out of Harris shit, bro. I just seen. There you go. There you go. Told you, slightly gay dude just jumped up. No.
John Sudworth. John, what was the reaction there with the projection of Georgia for Donald Trump?
All right, man. We would have let these people get in and yo, bro. They gonna flip these people, man. The rainbow train. Fuck the Trump train. This is gonna be rainbow train, man. Get down and lay down. Straight Sodom and Gomorrah. We don't want that. My boy about to send everybody back home. Everybody gonna send me back to wherever I'm from. Everybody. NBC, yup, out of here. Couple of big corporations. They got, I mean, he's about to act silly up in here. I'm telling you. Now watch this, y'all.
Well, people in this room are convinced they have won this state. As you were saying, there is a margin of 150,000 votes or so, just 5% of the total.
Typical Democrat form. Look at what they do. All these people come out to support this woman. And she sends Bentley Farnsworth out here to announce that she's not even coming out. Go home.
Left to count. They've moved through very quickly, as they said they would.
They've
slowed down for those last few votes. We're not sure why. County by county, there may be different reasons.
Swallow.
Maybe some of the ballots are being checked. But people here are convinced that...
Well, get out of here. Don't do no interviews next week. Don't do none of that. Just get low.
Georgia has gone for Donald Trump.
It's my boy time. You should just got out the way.
If they're right, of course, it is another key milestone on his route to the White House, planned as it always was through these key southern swing states. You can hear another cheer going up behind me. That's the chairman of the Republican Party, who I know you spoke to earlier, addressing the crowd here. People really feel this night is going their way.
Look at all those people that came out for her.
Earlier, addressing the crowd here.
That's why he dropped his head like that, because he knew what he was about to say.
That's the chairman of the Republican Party, who I know you spoke to earlier, addressing the crowd here. People really feel this night is going their way.
Watch this.
We're listening to Harris HQ now.
Here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address our supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you.
Oh my God. This is the vice president that's trying to become the president and didn't even come to her own party, y'all. She didn't even come to get her own flowers, bro. This is embarrassing, man. And y'all spent all y'all money in.
May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Look at this.
Okay, some big news there.
Look at that. That is crazy. Now go home.
At Howard University, the announcement that Kamala
Yo, KB, you see this shit?
Harris will be there tomorrow to address supporters and to address the nation. So she does not intend going there tonight. I mean, that's in line with what we've heard from her campaign. You can see people already immediately leaving, but I guess you can't blame them. It's 1:45 in the morning, and if they're told the vice president's not coming, there's no real point hanging around there at this point.
She's going
You're not going to be there tomorrow either.
Dumps of votes from those blue counties.
Kamala just left her people in the rain. Like, she just this didn't come up, I can't make this up. Let me shut up.
I guess you can't blame them. It's 1:45 in the morning, and if they're told the vice president's not coming, there's no real point hanging around there at this point.
She's going
That's embarrassing. Trump is going to have a ball with this. He's about to talk right now.
to need very big dumps of votes from those blue counties of Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin to shore up the blue wall. And if she doesn't get very big numbers.
And Katie, I mean, look at this. You're seeing these big crowds of people leaving Harris headquarters. I mean, again, you know, she is not going to be speaking. You understand why they're leaving, but this is a bit of a.
Like, they're holding each other and like they consoling each other like no fucking F4Gs.
A symbol here for the state of the race right now.
Right. Well, the fact that she's not speaking tonight is a symbol of the state of the race,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
They're walking away, rubbing each other's fucking rainbow backs.
I mean,
They're told to go home.
it looks like, you know, Donald Trump may go to his headquarters down in Florida and say something. We don't know what.
Yo, all you men, you know what I'm saying, that went out there and cast a ballot for those people, stay where the fuck you at. You're going to be a detriment to this country because we about to clean this shit up. We about to get the garbage bag out, you know what I mean, do some spring cleaning around here.
But Kamala Harris is not actually going to talk at all. Now, they must have known this was a possibility because we've all known it was a possibility that we didn't have a final result on overnight tonight. I guess they just hoped that there was better news for her
That
to
walk of shame hit different, you know what I'm talking about?
be able to talk about.
You can see there, I mean, there was a huge crowd at Howard University. It's all lit up. We were seeing the singing and dancing and the DJing and everything. A lot of young people in the crowd there, but again, that's to be expected. It's a university, a lot of students living nearby.
Presidential Diddy party, let's roll. You crazy,
And
bro.
they're all heading home. We're not seeing the singing and dancing that
No singing and dancing at all. Didn't I tell you they hugging each other? Look at them.
we were seeing earlier. But
Just strangers. come give me a hug, please. I want joy. This is what she was running on. She had to lose. How you running on joy?
Talk about snitching. Snitch what? The very next day after I shot Max against the Boston Sea Corps, right? I prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please don't let me kill nobody. I left the house. Against the Boston Sea Corps. There's a dude named Javon. Javon's sitting on the bench talking crazy. He trying to punk the shit out of me. I'm ignoring him. Javon don't realize I could have killed him back in Truman. I was gonna shoot him outside the school. I was waiting for him with the same 38 that I got from Africa Bambaataa.
What is the motivation? What is the
But I guess being told that their candidate is not going to be there tomorrow, as you say, Catty, is a sign of itself. And we saw that email come from the campaign chair, Jen O'Malley Dillon, probably 2 hours ago now, sort of saying it's going to be tomorrow, stand tight. This is what we expected. We knew it would be a long, slow slog.
I just don't think this is what they expected.
No.
They may
Embarrassing.
emails, but there is no way they expected her to underperform in almost every demographic group apart from young women compared to Joe Biden in 2020.
Yeah. Look, as a former candidate for public office, I can tell you that if you don't at least go in and address the crowd that is assembled at your victory party, that's a telltale sign that you know something's up, that you're not going to address them as the victor. You're going to be offering a concession speech. And now that speech is going to be tomorrow.
And look how quickly this space, as you said, Katrina, it was packed, how quickly it has emptied out. You just see that stage there, and Howard University, not so far from where we are here. This is a massive grounds that they had set up for her campaign, of course, and all of her supporters there. And you can see just it's thinned out really, really fast. As you said, Katrina, mostly students, many students here. It is a university, but really remarkable to see those images.
Stephanie, what are you feeling about all of this now?
Well, I mean, so a couple of the races that Rodney mentioned in Pennsylvania, every cycle, Cartwright, we wait days and days to count his votes. His race is inevitably always very close. It always takes some time, and he's prevailed in the past. So I think, really waiting to count all the votes. Everybody got a chance to vote. Their vote deserves the opportunity to be counted.
But when
and
you
I
see
think
this announcement,
with the
that she's not coming until tomorrow and everyone's leaving, what does that say to you?
I mean, it is almost 1 a.m. and there's not a message necessarily at this moment because they are still waiting for the vote counts to come in. And I think the House, while the Senate has slipped out of Democratic hands, I think the House is still a potential, and there is still a potential for a pathway through the blue wall. So, I mean, we always knew this, that these states take some time to count ballots, and there, as Patsy was saying, that there's I guess they don't like to use the word the dump, but like the
I was trying to think of a more
unloading of ballots.
I'm sorry, I know Rodney's
the unloading of ballots at some point, and so it's not the night that I think a lot of people at Harris headquarters wanted, but it's also not game over until every last vote is counted.
Just to give you a quick idea of what we're seeing on our screens there, on the left, of course, there, the Harris campaign headquarters and the Trump-Vance headquarters right there in the middle of your screen, because that is where we're going to expect to see possibly J.D. Vance and Donald Trump at some point soon. Gary O'Donoghue has been there all night for us and describing the scene for us there. Gary, if you can hear us, just tell us what's happening at the moment. We see a lot of movement, the expectation that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump will show up.
Okay, what I can tell you is that a motorcade has arrived at the back door of the convention center. They are prepping the stage. The podiums have gone up. The teleprompters have gone up. I think all that means one thing very short.
Okay, so he about to speak, man. We outside, man. Let me drop this link, man, for y'all. Just in case anybody want to hit the panel. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to drop it earlier. All right, we outside though, for real.
Obviously, there are still votes being counted in the blue wall states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. All that is still true. But the level of
baby oil for Trump, that's a fact.
Proof, quite frankly, at the moment, they really believe they've done it. And with them ahead in all those states in terms of the counting as things stand now, and the different dynamics from 2020, there'll be few, I think, who might bet against them at this stage. So we'll see what happens when it comes.
Like a Diddy party. Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party. Diddy party.
As I suspect he will in the next few minutes and speaks. We'll see the tone he strikes, what he actually claims, what he actually says, anything he might say about the next few days and the count that's still going on. But we are going to get some movement here, and we are going to get, I suspect, Donald Trump on stage very, very shortly.
Okay, well, we'll come back to you, Gary, when there's any movement
Seems like
there.
yesterday I had lots of dough. I got Biggie shot and nobody know. Shoot the club up, pass the gun to J-Lo.
Motorcade arriving there in just the last few minutes. The US presidential election not decided. Nothing is definite.
246 Trump, 187 Harris.
In the race for the White House, winning 2 of those crucial 7 swing states.
The momentum has undoubtedly shifted towards the former president, who is projected to win the key states of Georgia and North Carolina in the last hour. Remember, there are 7 key swing states that we have been looking at, talking about this entire election campaign. 2 of those, Georgia and North Carolina, projected for Donald Trump. And those are the pictures that we're looking at right now, again, at that convention center. Our North America editor, Sarah Smith.
Oh, he about to get on stage with crazy jokes.
Campaign headquarters here in Washington, D.C. all night. And Sarah, people have left that campaign headquarters. Things not very optimistic. In fact, people feeling very pessimistic there tonight.
That's absolutely right. Because what you see behind me is
Yeah, they doing bad.
as the stage in which
Devil work.
Kamala Harris would come out and make her acceptance speech.
All right, let me pin the link up. My bad.
female president in history.
Ain't there supposed to be like a join button or something for the memberships?
Was that one of the chairs of her campaign came out and spoke to supporters who were by that point really quite anxious and not a little depressed about what they were seeing coming in the results. And he said, look, not every vote has been counted, not every state has been called, but Kamala Harris will not come here and speak to you tonight. You're not going to see the vice president at this event. She may speak to the nation later on Wednesday.
Somebody said popcorn and baby oil.
People immediately started leaving.
Get your popcorn and baby oil ready.
In the hope of seeing Kamala Harris.
Man, some of y'all just terrible, man.
Declaring victory. Instead, very dejected, walked off into the night. That they have not conceded defeat, and they have clearly said they will wait until every single vote comes in. But that is not an expression of confidence.
Hold on, what are you
to say?
What are you referring to by that's crazy? Let me know.
We'll get until we have the absolutely final result as a concession from the Kamala Harris campaign.
Sarah Smith, thank you very much indeed. Let's go back to Gary O'Donoghue, who's in Florida, at the Trump HQ, where the picture literally is so different. Gary, huge crowds, and they're waiting for their man.
I remember actually in 2016, actually Hillary Clinton's supposed victory party in New York, when that moment that Sarah was describing there happened, where the kind of air goes from the room and everyone suddenly realized.
Join the channel.
Gaza and Lebanon and
You want to join the channel? It's that join button. This on the channel at the bottom of the video. You know, welcome to TSTV. Lansky, the first one on the TSTV roster. Blood clotter. Man, shot though. All right.
So both of them are in the building right now waiting to make that. And that is what this crowd, this room, has been waiting for all night. They've been excited. They've been cheering as each state result has been forecast, has been projected by the various networks.
Double tap the screen.
Interestingly, the first sort of moment where I think they felt something was going their way when the Iowa result came in. Now, Iowa shouldn't have been in doubt for Donald Trump, but there were
Double tap the screen and go to the top right and hit the 3 dots. That's where the like button is at. Shame, shame, shame.
Where they spent 3 days right at the end of the campaign going around, again, a state he won twice, but it seems to have paid off for them. The effort they put in, 4 rallies a day, multiple states, and if the counting, the results we're seeing are to be believed, if the mood music you're getting from the Harris camp is also indicative of something, this thing seems to be going in one direction. And we anticipate Donald Trump or J.D. Vance will come out very shortly and make some kind of victory speech. I think you don't need to be a betting man to say that.
Indeed.
Gary, thank you. We'll be back there very soon. But for Katrina, for people who are just waking up and switching on the TV and trying to work out what has happened, they've been waiting for that 270 to be the magic number. That's the number of electoral college votes that the candidate needs to win. And they'll say, hang on, Donald Trump hasn't got 270.
We're not there yet. He's 24 electoral votes away from that 270. That could be minutes away, that could be hours away, that could be days away. And it's important to say that we do not have a projected winner at this point. We've been talking all night and for the whole year, really, or forever, it feels like, about who's going to win these 7 contested battlegrounds.
This is live, y'all. We're waiting for Trump to jump up on stage.
Sometimes vote Democrat.
Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 100, man. We got like 500 people voted. Let's get the likes up.
Projected as wins for Donald Trump. And that's what has put him very, very close to that magic number of 270. Now, counting is still underway in the other 5 swing states, but why we're seeing that kind of excitement there down in West Palm Beach is because they're all leaning at this point in the direction of Donald Trump. Now, you know, every vote counts, of course. Votes are still being counted, particularly in Pennsylvania. There's a focus on those heavily urban areas around Philadelphia, which do lean Democratic. So what's looking like a surge for Donald Trump could definitely be neutralized and overtaken by Kamala Harris. And I think that's why we've seen her go home for the night, because there's not going to be any good news for her, or news at all for her to speak to tonight.
Katrina, looking at the numbers that have been coming in, as you said, we can't call those 3 blue wall states. So these are these Rust Belt states that Joe Biden won, the former industrial heartland of the U.S., Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. And just to pick up on that, Katrina, I think that we also have to say that at this point, Kamala Harris doesn't seem to be performing as well as Joe Biden did at this point.
No, and that's what, Stephanie will know more about this, but that's what they're really focusing in on in terms of the positivity in the Trump campaign and the maybe slightly sad bit that's coming from the Democrats. And we've been hearing from Democratic members and strategists all night about how nervous they are and how they're not feeling good about this. But, we have to wait and see at this point.
Indeed. Yeah.
Let's head to North Carolina. Our correspondent, Helena Humphrey, is there. And Helena, it was there really that first gave Donald Trump this great boost of confidence tonight.
Absolutely. Clearly this is not the result that the Democrats were looking for. When we've been traveling around North Carolina in the past few days, the big looming question had been, can Kamala Harris flip this state blue, this battleground state for the Democrats? And instead, of course, as you were just mentioning there, what we saw instead was that this was the first swing state to go in the direction for Donald Trump. And it's always important to take a look at the margins in this as well, because we know that this was the closest race in 2020. Donald Trump leading it with just 74,000 votes, 1.3 percentage points. If you take a look at those provisional early vote tallies, what we're seeing right now is a difference of about 4 percentage points with Donald Trump in front. So the question will be, how did he manage to do that? Of course, one of the things that was a big jolt, I think, to this state here in North Carolina was the devastation we saw from Hurricane Helene back in September, particularly affecting the western part, 25 largely Republican counties there. There was misinformation that swirled in the wake of that as well about the disaster response, lies essentially about President Biden redirecting emergency funding to undocumented migrants, which wasn't the case. Will that have had an impact? We know both campaigns poured resources, footfall into this state, both coming here on about 20 separate visits. But let's just talk about the context in all of this and the map across the United States and why it matters so much. Because for Kamala Harris, if things don't go the way that she wants in blue wall states, for example, when you take a look at North Carolina, 16 electoral college votes, of course, now going to Donald Trump, that was going to be her way of making up some ground. That was called the Sun Belt strategy. Of course, for Donald Trump, this is a must-win state. He has done it, of course, and that gives him some boost and smooths that path towards the White House, but certainly not the result, of course, that the Democrats had been hoping for. We were at a Republican watch party, big cheers, of course, going out, people feeling in a very buoyant mood after taking a look at how North Carolina had gone. And Helena, just to follow up on that, did the result that we saw in North Carolina, Donald Trump succeeding also in some of the more rural counties where you also do have a big black population, did this line up with what you were hearing from voters over the past week as you've been speaking to so many people? Yeah, that's really interesting. So when you go to those rural areas and you've got about a third of the population of North Carolinians living in those rural areas, you have that significant Republican voter population. But we were speaking to people in Greensboro, for example. Yesterday, we were there at a historically black college. There, a high level of voter mobilization, particularly among young black voters, for example. But when I was taking a look at this map and how it's gone, yes, you do have those pockets of blue areas, for example, in Greensboro, in Raleigh, the so-called research
we're just going to jump in there for a second. Sorry
got,
to interrupt you. We've just seen Tucker Carlson, former Fox News host, walking through Trump headquarters looking joyous. There is, he's flanked by a number of his supporters, of course, a huge surrogate and ally of Donald Trump, and he has showed up there at Trump headquarters. We are, of course, also expecting Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to show up soon. John, we keep hearing this.
Yeah, that's right. We're hearing that family members are now in attendance. Huge crowds there at Trump HQ in Florida waiting for Donald Trump to appear. And we assume that he will be claiming victory, even though he hasn't yet got to that 270 figure. It's looking good for him, isn't it, Katrina?
Well, He thinks it is looking good for him. We're not going to make that call at this point in time. But let's just have a look at how we got to where we are right now at this hour of the morning, with Donald Trump edging ever closer to that 270, because it has been a long night, many hours of counting. All of the polls are now closed. Alaska closed just a few moments ago. That was the last poll to close. So all votes have been cast at this point, and it's all about the counting at this stage. So the two key swing states that we've been talking about, that we were waiting for, we can remind you of those now. If you've been asleep all night, lucky you, and you've just woken up now to join us, we can show you Georgia. Georgia projected as a win for Donald Trump, and 16 electoral votes. That's a major one for Donald Trump. That was projected for him just in the last hour or so. And before that, North Carolina had been projected for Donald Trump as well, and 16 electoral votes. And when we talk about the electoral college system, both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris started the night with a certain amount of votes in both of their camps, because some states always vote Democrat, some states always vote Republican. And that's the unique thing about how this country works. And then they're racing to build upon those to get to 270, the magic number there, the magic white line. And you can see where we are at the moment as we speak. Donald Trump on 246 electoral college votes, Kamala Harris on 187. So if you do the maths on that, he only needs 24 to get himself to 270, but she needs a lot more than that. So her route to the White House now is quite an uphill one, not closed off by any stretch of the imagination, but still a long way to go. So that's where we're at the moment. We're waiting on those 5 swing states still to count. Now, some of them may take into tomorrow or even beyond that. We don't know. But Donald Trump doesn't need all of them to get to 270. He only needs really 2.
That's right. Let's dip back into those live pictures, John, shall we, to take a look at that convention center in West Palm Beach. This is Donald Trump's campaign HQ. And as you can see, that room is absolutely packed.
It's packed. They've been waiting some time. I think maybe they didn't necessarily expect that they would get anything this early, because although, as Katrina was explaining, we still have a lot of counting to go, and we've got final results to come through. It does seem to have happened in a lot of places much more quickly than we might have expected.
And you see that sea of red hats there. Those are the Make America Great Again hats. So you can just see everyone is packed and waiting to see Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and we've seen already, as we said, Tucker Carlson showing up. We understand Donald Trump's family members are there. All right, let's go to our correspondent. So Carl Nassman is in Wisconsin for us. We mentioned a little bit earlier, if you were up with us through the night, we mentioned that our partners here in the U.S., CBS News, that they had made a race rating. That's not a projection. It just means that they were showing that the race was leaning towards Donald Trump, but not anywhere close to be able to project the state. Carl, what are you hearing at this late stage in the night here, early in the morning in the UK, of course, for Wisconsin?
Yeah, I guess a great barometer would be to look around the room here at the election night party for the Democrat Tammy Baldwin, the sitting senator in this state. We just got an announcement about 10 or 15 minutes ago saying that everybody here in attendance should go ahead and pack up and go home, that there won't be any announcement from Senator Baldwin tonight, that everyone has been thanked for their support. They've been assured that there is still a long way to go. In fact, we're not expecting any final count in the next hour or a couple of hours. Still.
Okay, well, while I'm over here, letting y'all do this, I'm trolling my homeboy. He like Kamala Harris. They don't want to accept that bitch ain't gonna win. So I'm up here trying to get in. They're not letting me in. Kubo's acting like he don't see me backstage.
This is a Democratic stronghold. It did really show up for Kamala Harris, but the feeling is that it wasn't quite the margin that will be needed to push Kamala Harris over the edge here. We saw a lot of support, obviously, in those rural areas for Donald Trump. What Kamala Harris needed to see was a big tally in Dane County here in Madison, as well as some of those wow counties, as we've been seeing on the map, the ones that surround Milwaukee, and then a big turnout in Milwaukee itself. We're getting some updates on the vote count in Milwaukee. About 80,000 ballots at least have been counted there out of potentially about 107,000 or 110,000. So Once we get that tally, I think we'll have a very good picture of how this state will go in the end, but we are still waiting, still several thousand ballots there potentially to be counted, and that really is likely the last hope for Kamala Harris in this blue wall state.
Carl, thank you for now. We'll go back to Wisconsin a bit later. If you're just waking up in the UK this morning, and if you've stayed up all night here in the United States, you're watching BBC News with BBC Breakfast, live from Washington. And the pictures you're seeing on your screen right now are of Donald Trump's campaign HQ in Florida. Thousands of people gathering there. We've seen members of his close family, his advisors, his campaign staff. The stage is set. And we're expecting Donald Trump, who's arrived, we think, by cavalcade in the last few minutes, to address those crowds in the next few minutes.
And just to give you a reminder of how we've gotten to this point so far in the evening, as we just heard from Katrina, those two key battleground states of North Carolina and Georgia called, projected for Donald Trump. Those were two key states that he needed to pick up. And what is remaining, and what Democrats are, of course, really hoping but looking at, are those blue wall states. So the industrial heartland of the U.S., Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. We just heard from Carl, obviously, the enthusiasm is dimming there in Wisconsin as well. Things are very, very close, incredibly close there. Democrats concerned that they might not have the numbers that they were hoping for going into this evening. One of those key battleground states, we've always said all along, haven't we, John and Katrina, that the key prize of this election is Pennsylvania. Tom Bateman is in Pennsylvania for us, and that is a state that is too close to project. But Tom, what are we seeing from the numbers that have come in big cities like Philadelphia?
Well, Simi, one of the really big stories from Pennsylvania so far has been about speed, because we were saying for days that it felt like it could be a 2020 story once again, but it might take several days to count the votes because of the number of early voters. These are mail-in ballots. There's a slower process to count them. They have to be taken out of double envelopes. They have to be checked against voter registrations. Now, back in 2020, that took absolutely ages. And so we didn't get a result projected in Pennsylvania for 4 days. We're now in a position where they have rattled through the counts, largely because they've digitized some of that voter ID process. I was hearing from some voter officials earlier today, and also simply because they've poured a lot more money and resources and practice into this, so they didn't repeat the problems of 4 years ago. And what we are seeing now is that they have, at this stage in the night, just quarter past 1 in the morning here, they're at well beyond 90% of the vote counted. So a very significant number. And at the moment, that count has Donald Trump on around 51%, Kamala Harris on 48%. Now, the significance of that is that Kamala Harris hasn't made the kind of progress in some of the key areas like Philadelphia here, a Democratic stronghold, where she should be budging well beyond 80% to make up for the very, very strong support that Donald Trump has in the rural counties of this state. Joe Biden broke through that 80% threshold in places like Philadelphia here. Joe Biden broke through that 4 years ago. She's below that 80% mark here in Philadelphia.
There seems to be a lot of cheering at Donald Trump's headquarters in West Palm Beach. Let's listen in.
President Trump will win the state of Pennsylvania. They can make that call, the 19 electoral votes. That puts him at 267. Now officially over the 270, but the path that it takes to get
Here,
to
our partners as well, CBS News, have not made that projection yet. We were just hearing from Tom that
Yo, what the fuck just happened? They just cut it. I'm gonna go on to the official joint right now. They just cut it. I hope they don't shadow ban this channel too, man. Oh man. If you ain't subscribed to my other channel, go to Mac Mean True Story.
That was a hell of a comeback. This, to my eye, was a man who was facing many more slings and arrows than Nixon had at that time. Hated though he was by the Democrats. This surmounts that. This is an extraordinary comeback.
Dan.
He campaigned so energetically, ruthlessly, fiercely, and with more joy than Kamala Harris. And it was so clear that Joe Biden was not going to be able to go the distance. If Joe Biden were still on the ticket tonight, who knows what tonight might have even looked like.
5 million
He's been
more.
able to accomplish this. It is nothing short of astonishing and amazing. And also, I
He won by 5 million votes.
who's his campaign manager, very quiet, does not like the line.
That's 121.
On it.
Yeah.
All of those people who worked so hard and stuck by Trump, no matter what was said about him, they were called every name in the book, including Hitler and Nazis, and they came through. The other thing that's on my mind is, last night at her closing rally, Oprah Winfrey said that if Donald Trump is elected again, basically you can just write America off. America's just going to fall
I'm going over there to let them know that they
Obviously
lost.
not true, although I'll be surprised tomorrow if there's a big
I'm going
line
over
at
there.
JFK of Hollywood celebrities.
I'm trolling all
leaving
night.
the country, as they said they were going to. This is the greatest country, and there will be so many opportunities for lots of deal making. I think President Trump will be
Kamala got a free
also
golf tape.
a
Where?
huge to-do list. Biden and Harris have left a mess. His closing
Got a free
argument
golf tape.
was,
Where?
I will fix it. And she talked about having a to-do list. He's got a big to-do list, but he thrives on it. And you saw that through the whole campaign.
He is, I think, enthusiastic about doing the job of being President Harold, and it is just an absolutely remarkable. I think if you wrote this as a movie script, people would say this would never happen in the United States of America.
He's a single, I've said this before, he's the single greatest political athlete I've ever seen. And tonight he proved why. There were moments in the campaign where I thought he would said some things and did some things that I didn't quite understand, that I thought maybe detracted from that. But tonight obviously proves that too. He also ran a traditional campaign. He connected with voters on issues. He talked about the things that mattered most to voters. And Democrats said he didn't talk about it in the most full-throated way. He didn't talk about it in the most wholesome way. Didn't talk about it in the
all these
most
channels.
comprehensive way. But he connected with voters. I would urge my party tonight. If indeed I think he's almost at 270, we'll declare here shortly once Alaska comes in. Don't write off the American people. Let us not be critical of people for voting for President Trump. He did something we didn't do in this campaign. We had to reevaluate, reassess. Mr. Wonderful said it a little earlier, that may give us an opportunity as a party to revamp. And
With the
we should
hatred.
think about that. But don't write off the people, the American people, for the decision they made this evening.
Charlie Hurt, he will be the 47th president of the United States after everything that we saw in this election. It's hard to understand how some in the mainstream media are going to take this, because it was so over the top one way that they thought it was done. There was a landslide prediction from a lot in the media that she was going to have the landslide. It looks like he's going to have the landslide tonight.
Yeah, it's truly
Landslide.
Landslide
Landslide.
rolls on.
It's inevitable. Take it we want.
A victory for the White House tonight, but also,
Man, I'm about to go to Cuba channel and troll the fuck out of them. I'm gonna send everybody the link so we can go over there, because they just so hateful over. They saying I don't believe the Dominicans voted for him. I don't believe. Oh man, it's wicked over there. I can't wait till this shit is over so I can go over there.
It doesn't stand for a lot of things that it stood for before. He has made it a far more middle class, working class, a far more practical party, I think probably a far more durable party, and he's figured out how to win with that. And you can't help but think that with this victory, in 4 years from now, he's going to have the mantle that he can hand to the next Republican. So I don't know how Republicans ever go back to the old party that they were. But it is truly extraordinary, and it is all by the force of one guy, one man who had the fortitude, the strength, the vision, the refusal to accept anything. All of the experts counting him out. and he just kept on fighting and fighting and fighting.
Charlie, it would have been one thing for him to come back from a single defeat to be elected again. But when you think about it, he came back from a series of them. I mean, his party lost in the midterm. In his
2018.
They lost in 2018. They lost the presidential election in 2020, and they had a major disappointment in 2022. Which one might have thought after all that the party wouldn't turn to him again, and yet, in the face of that, plus all the things that Martha enumerated, the indictments, all the other troubles that he had, for him to come back from that is really quite striking.
And think about how toxic he was after, say, January 6th. And then you're looking at races now in states where Donald Trump very well may drag Republicans, and he's overperforming in a lot of places fellow Republicans.
You know, it really does. I think there are parallels to 1980, Mark Penn. When you look at Jimmy Carter, we had hostages in Iran, we have hostages in Gaza right now. Very high inflation and a malaise in many ways in the country that I think these people who have been called a lot of names have had enough of. What is your impression of what this means tonight?
Well, I think this means a lot to a lot of people. I think the working class are looking for a renewal of American jobs. I think people are looking for a border that is sane and an immigration system that works. I think a lot of people over in the Middle East are looking for Iran to pull back in the face of a president whom they fear. And, look, I think it's going to be incumbent on the Democratic Party to understand that the people have spoken and to dissemble and dismantle this lawfare system that they have built up here, which is going to raise a whole series of questions that are going to have to be answered now. But they cannot say that they are better than Donald Trump and recreate a system that does not recognize that he won and the people have spoken and he is going to be the 47th president.
We haven't talked about foreign policy a lot, but imagine the Saudis, making a normalization deal with Israel in the face of a new president here. Imagine
I'm going there tomorrow night.
Imagine a Ukraine deal that Donald Trump talks about. Kevin O'Leary, what is the market going to do?
I love this. What's happened here is the system self-corrected. When you try and break the American model, it fixes itself. And I think people should give credit within the Democratic Party. Donald Trump saved them tonight too, because they're going to have to take a spatula to these policies and bring it back to the center over the next 4 years. And in a way, reset. And we talked about this earlier, but he saved entrepreneurship. He saved the entire model of the S&P 500 because taxing 20% higher was a really bad idea, and it self-corrected. Capital, and this is why I'm getting on a plane tomorrow night. I intentionally didn't leave till tomorrow night so I could go to Geneva, go to Abu Dhabi, go to Riyadh, and say it's 21% corporate taxes, 100% not going to change. That is very important for people like me that bring capital back to this country. It fixed itself. It fixed itself. And I think that's why America works. It has worked for 200 years. When it gets too crazy, it fixes itself. And whether you love Trump or you hate him, every Democrat owes him a thank you very much, Mr. President.
By the way, as the markets, the poly market and all those election markets were moving, Bitcoin went up exponentially.
Yes, I'm long Bitcoin.
Are you? So you're right later.
Speaking of Bitcoin, I'm also struck by just calling Pennsylvania here, Dana. Trump embraced Elon Musk in an enormous way. A lot of stories were written that said that he was going to blow it in Pennsylvania, that the people who were.
I saw this thing on Reddit and it was like this ad blocker that pays you to watch ads. Like, has anyone used this?
I have to share this Google update that I just found out about, but it basically lets you either block ads for good or get paid to see them. You can download it on the Chrome store for free. It literally takes like 5 seconds. I had no idea how much content on the internet is actually an ad. Like this whole top row on Amazon, ads. But with Pi, it cuts out all the noise and I can actually see what it is I'm searching for. The coolest part about this feature is that you can earn money if you opt in to see ads. Like, what other ad blocker does that? It has a visual mode where you can actually see the ads physically disappear from your screen, which is super satisfying to watch. Like, bye, girl. Seriously, you guys, I'm begging you, give Pi a try. You will not regret it. And just think this could be the last ad that you've ever seen.
Shoplifting illegal again, passed overwhelmingly, and Gascon, our friend down the DA in Los Angeles, lost by 22 votes. I mean, this is in California, so it was everywhere. And 2 days before, 22 points, thank you. She wouldn't even take a position on that. 75% of the people in California wanted it gone, and you can't take a position to be with them.
Not only that, you were part of Prop 47, which changed the law the other way.
Right.
When you were in office.
So not wanting to take a position and not being willing to be criticized is a problem if you want to be a leader at that level.
She had that affliction in 2020. Why didn't her own party say, you're not the right candidate? I mean, run a process.
Well, they did. They ran her out of town right before any votes were cast in 2019.
But the same affliction
out of there.
hit her here. The same problem she had in 2020 hit her in
She's the same
2024.
person.
I mean, it's not all her fault. They put her in a race that she, well, we now know couldn't win.
Yeah.
But Karen, in fairness to Democrats, there's no doubt. I agree with you on the unrealized capital gains. We shouldn't be taxing that. But we produce more wealth, more innovation, more oil, more cures, more therapeutics over the last 3 years. So I hear you. Democrats are not bad for the economy. Some things she proposed that I'm with you on. But we're a great country, and we're going to continue to be great. And I trust and hope and believe that President
Your party will be great again.
I want the
and you can thank Donald Trump for that.
But he inherited an economy also that was in pretty good shape. I don't want to quarrel about that. All I want is going forward. I agree with you. I want the country to be great, and I hope that both of the parties can work together to try and do that. And I salute President Trump tonight. What a great win. And I agree with you in this regard. My party's got to reimagine and reinvent itself going forward.
Listen, I wrote about this, the unity and
you did.
Past presidents and past losers and winners and what they said. This is a big speech, Britt, for former President Trump. As he gets ready to deliver this in front of a crowd, he's obviously taken the slings and arrows and everything that's been said, the fascism, all of the things we talked about tonight. But this moment is actually a moment to reach out.
It's an opportunity if you choose to do that, but it's also 1:30 in the morning. So you got to wonder how many people are alive to hear. But
they're there.
And
he's definitely
a lot of people are still up.
The question is, how much is the national TV audience?
I bet they're still in.
You know, I think back at the moment in Iowa at the beginning of this process, Brett, when we were in a town hall with him, bless you, Brett, and he, we asked him about all of this revenge stuff and that he was going to want retribution, and this is what everyone heard. And there were times when he had language that was that matched that, but he said that he wanted success to be his revenge, and that he wanted a successful America. And I would imagine that we're going to hear something along those lines tonight, but we'll see.
Brett, you wrote in your piece, you quoted one of those great old Republican presidents, H.W. Bush, who said that a campaign is a disagreement and an election is a decision, and decisions clear the way for harmony and peace. There are
a lot of Thanksgiving tables that people are still going to have hard feelings after this election, more than any other election.
I have one of them.
And if passing the Brussels sprouts is not going to be as easy Thanksgiving Day, but this is a chance to move forward. Brett, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that one thing that can happen here, and it happened to Biden, in my view. Biden was elected. We had every reason to believe that he would be this sort of moderate deal-making guy that he'd been when he was in the Senate. Yes, he's always followed sort of the drift of his party, but he worked across the aisle with many senators, had Republican friends and so on. They thought that would probably be the kind of president he was. And then something happened. Trump went to Georgia and made a mess of that Senate, those two Senate races down there. And the Democrats ended up with control of the Senate, at which point old Biden started getting these hysterical sugar plums dancing in his head and went out for a very aggressive agenda.
Sure, there were articles about FDR.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was going to be the next FDR.
The next FDR. He was going to out Obama. Remember that?
Yep.
Well, in my view, that was he would have been, if the Republicans had maintained control of the Senate, first thing that wouldn't have happened was all that wild spending that led to the inflation, or led to a big part of the inflation. And Biden and the country would have been better off because of it. There's always a danger in overreading your mandate. One wonders if Trump will be sober-minded about his.
I think that happened to Biden Early on, remember he said that he's going to be returned to norms, and then the historians came in and said, no, you could be bigger than FDR. So he says, fine, okay, I'll spend all the money. Then they caused inflation, and now they end up with this result.
Well, he has said that this looks like new President Trump, if he gets to 270, which we expect he will, fairly shortly. Yes, exactly. Has a moment to bring about the unity that people expected after the last election. Of course, we would be kidding ourselves to think that there won't be a tremendous response to this, tremendous backlash in a lot of corners of the country.
So listen, he's going to get there because Alaska's going to be Republican, but we're not done. As far as calling states, there could be even more states that go Trump's way. This could be a massive landslide just by what we're looking at in the polls. Fox News decision desk count now project, though, Vice President Harris will win Minnesota, and her running mate Tim Walz serves as the state's governor there. That takes it up to 267 to 226. But again, Donald J. Trump will be the 47th president of the United States. More Democracy 24 special coverage next.
If you have generalized myasthenia gravis, picture what life could look like with Vyvgart Hytrulo, a subcutaneous injection that takes
That sounds like one of them songs gonna get me in trouble, man. You know? Yeah, she can't win, man. She don't deserve it. The box wine will pour in her house. She didn't even show up to her own victory speech. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap, you know? And yet, let me go to Cuba channel, man. Let me go get at Cuba real fast, man. All right, man. Until this song finished playing, let's finish looking at stealing with your kids on Easter. I don't know if it was on Easter. I'll just put that there. I just said that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm waiting for Trump to get on stage.
Police, go with them. You're not resisting them because you're detained for shoplifting. Go over there.
I wasn't even. I just paid for it.
Get in the office.
Yes, mom.
Your ID.
I don't have it on me. It's in the car, and I don't even
take
have
the bag
it.
off. Take the bag off.
For what?
Take the bag off.
What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back.
For what? Heather.
Stop
Heather,
resisting.
he's
You're
trying to put my hands.
charges.
He's putting my hands behind my back, Heather. I don't know, bro.
Stop.
They're embarrassing me.
Stop
Heather, look
resisting.
at my kids, please, because they're embarrassing me. I didn't do anything.
Sit down.
I'm corrupted.
Sit down. You're going to jail.
For what?
You resisted me and them. Sit down.
I didn't resist
Sit
anybody.
down.
What are you talking
Shut up.
about? I didn't even do anything to resist anything. What the hell? Pour it out. Pour it out. There's nothing in there.
Oh, okay.
I already paid for that.
No, she paid for that. That's the only thing she paid for.
Call the people that are
I don't
in the
care.
store,
Sit
'cause
down.
My kids can't
Sit
be in
down.
here with them. With us.
Sit down.
Literally, she's
Sit
crying.
down.
Answer the
Sit
phone.
down. You're doing this. You're acting a fool in front of them.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I
you
didn't do
are.
anything
Shut
in
up.
front of them.
Shut up.
Heather, we're on the grocery side by the wine. Claudia and Kat is screaming.
Nobody's
because
coming in here.
They're pushing me. Come get my kids. They're doing crazy shit to me, man. They're doing crazy shit to me right now. Y'all give me a hug because they don't like black people. Give me a hug.
No, you should be embarrassed because you're acting like a shitty parent.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're stealing in front of your kids and you're going to jail.
I will give my credit card out and pay for everything right now if you want me to do that. But can you please not make my kids stand right here? Like, I promise to God, I will do that. If that's the issue. It wasn't swiped because it broke or something. Don't cry, it's okay. I did not grab you, bro.
I have you on video right here, grabbing my arm. You even cut my finger.
You pushed me.
I did not touch you.
Bro, yes you did. Bring the camera up.
You grabbed my arm and I never once
And you
touched
pushed me just right
never
there.
once touched you. My hands were on my phone and on my car.
Can you take them outside, please?
Okay, it's okay.
We're not gonna keep talking.
What do you mean?
I'm taking this off of you because we're not gonna have somebody on the phone while you're under arrest.
You're not gonna do what? You're not gonna do what? I'm sorry?
You're not talking to anybody.
Why are you acting like that towards me like I did something aggressive? I didn't do
You are.
anything
You're
aggressive.
resisting.
I didn't resist anything.
Okay, well,
What did I
it's
resist?
all on camera.
What did I resist?
Okay. We're gonna play stupid.
What did I resist though?
I'm done talking.
Let me know what I
You're just
resisted.
going to jail. It's okay. That's all you need.
What did I resist?
Okay.
If you want me to pay the cash money, I can pay cash instead
You're not
of
paying
EBT.
nothing because you had the chance to do it and you didn't.
I didn't.
Yep.
EBT wouldn't go through.
Cool. And so you walked out of the store with all their. Excuse me?
Can I get the car keys real fast?
You got your ID on you? Sit down.
For her car keys?
Sit down.
No.
Sit down.
Because I paid for
All right. Well.
No, I just need
I'm not releasing any property to you unless.
You're gonna do what the f they're asking. Hold on, wait.
Sit down.
Because you're pissing me off. At this point, I'm about to resist. At this point,
And
I'm
you're
going
gonna
to
get thrown
tell
on the ground. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Put me on the ground. Put me on the ground. Put me on the ground.
Sit down.
Brother, they're choking me! They're choking me! I got video.
Hey, Court, send me another unit.
I know I'm choking. He just put his hand around my throat.
You just
He just put his hand around my throat. Are you serious? We have cameras all over. So pull it up then. He just put his hand around my throat. No, he just put his hand around my throat. What is your name?
You just battered a law enforcement
I
officer.
didn't do anything.
Yeah, you just charged at me. And you
I
told
stood
me.
up like this.
Yeah, now you're getting in my face again.
You're taking
Sit
me to
down.
jail anyway. She's being truthful. You're taking me to jail anyway. I don't live in Florida anyway.
So
You
you're
think I
taking.
care?
I
don't care.
Let me
I don't
understand
live
this.
here.
Hey, let me understand this. You're going to jail anyway, so add more crimes. Is that what you're doing?
I'm going to
You're
jail
gonna be
anyway.
more-
You're going to be a bitch anyway. You're being a bitch since you walked up to me because I didn't resist anything.
You resisted
You're being a
them.
bitch.
Walked away.
I didn't
Then
resist
you resisted
anything.
me. Yes,
I
you
didn't
did.
resist anything with
Okay.
you.
Okay.
You said police. I turned around. Straight up. I did.
Yeah, and then when I put you in handcuffs, you pulled away. You
No, I
stood up.
did not.
Sure.
We were already in this
Sit
room.
down. Sit down.
I didn't have to walk in this room.
Okay. Sit down.
What do you mean?
Shut the fuck up and sit down.
Don't tell me to shut
Sit
the fuck up.
Sit down. Sit down.
Kill me.
All right.
Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. I have
Watch
kids
out.
crying. I just need. Oh, Lord. You're not gonna let me stand up? Bro, let me stand up,
No.
bro!
Then stand up and stop dead weighting yourself.
Shut the f up, cause you racist or something, bro. You aggressing me the whole
Let's
time.
go.
Calm down. Record everything.
They're all racist.
Record everything.
Calm down.
Get in the car.
Did you record him dragging me
Get
on
in
the
the
floor?
car. Get in the car. Cool. Come record this. Yeah. Come record her resisting.
Cause you talking to you doing crazy ass shit to me. Stop kicking me. Oh, stop pushing me then.
Get in the car.
Let me get in.
Can you give me his ID so I can get his stuff? I just need my new transaction code. Right.
You're an asshole, racist ass bitch. That's what you are.
I think you're racist.
No, you are. Because I didn't do anything until you aggressively handed me.
Okay.
They didn't do nothing until you aggressively handed
And
me.
then you kicked me in the face.
Nothing. I didn't kick you.
Okay.
She was hitting me and pulling me and slapping me on the ground. What do you mean?
Yeah, because you dead weighted. You're resisting
Are
again.
you serious?
Yep.
Where is my shit? Where is my stuff? Where is my stuff? Heather, they won't give me my stuff! They won't give me my stuff, Heather!
Can I talk to you real second?
No.
Can I not get the
Heather, please give me
Nope.
the stuff! They won't give it to me! My purse, my phone, my watch, everything!
Ariel, please be quiet.
I need somebody to get my stuff!
I'm trying.
I'm getting paid in 4 weeks and I need Rara to get me out and I will pay him back!
Calm down and be quiet.
I need Rara to get me out. I will give him the money.
Ariel, be quiet.
No! Aggressively manhandle me and think I was supposed
Yeah.
to sit down and let you because you're police?
Okay.
You think I'm supposed to just let you manhandle me?
I hope you're ready to be a felon.
Aggressively handle me? No!
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're a police?
Ariel, you want me to call your mom?
No!
me what she's charged with?
Battery LEO, resisting with violence.
Battery and resisting?
I'm gonna keep it real. When somebody say you want to call your mother when you're in this situation, you say no. Your mother hates you too.
Can you handle me? No!
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're a police?
Ariel, you want me to call your mom?
No!
Okay. Can you tell me what she's charged with?
Battery LEO, resisting with violence.
Battery and resisting?
And then shoplifting and resisting retail merchant. So,
Okay. So 4 different charges?
Yeah.
Because we leave in 3 days, so how is that?
I wouldn't be able to give her. I wouldn't be able to give her a citation if she was cooperative because she's not from around here.
Because she's not from around
Yeah,
here?
she's from Texas.
Okay. So it's going to be longer than 3 days is what you're saying?
It could be. I mean, I don't know. She'll see a judge in the morning.
Oh, okay. In the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you just stand by with her? She is violent, so I got to go in there. She's got family here. I got to collect some evidence. So who else? Her and there was another gentleman here, and then she had 2 children. So I put her in handcuffs. She's like, I'm already going to jail. She just stands up, hits in my face, pushes me with her chest, and I'm like pushing her back down. So I drag her out here. I'm like, all right, and she dead weights and then kicks me in the face while we're back here. Nice.
Good chunk out of my finger.
That's how you like them too, Lansky. No reply.
No, I gotta go.
You say what? Oh, okay. All right.
Where's it at?
Right here.
I'll have to take a picture. What did she do? How did that happen?
She, like, at this point right here, where I'm right here, I have a hold of the buggy, and then she grabs a hold of my wrist. When she does it, my finger gets sliced by the buggy. Stings like a motherfucker. If you want videos of her resisting, we have the one in here twice.
If you could save all of that, that'd
Oh,
be
yes,
great.
everything's getting saved.
When she admitted to everything, I didn't have to read her Miranda. She said she admitted to stealing. She admitted to the battery. She was doing it as she was.
Good job, man.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, she's like, get my kids out of here so she can act in school even more.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 108.
If she wants to keep recording, we'll trespass her too.
Let me roll down the window so you can just tell her not welcome back on the property.
So you're not going to be allowed back one year. About you telling me nothing. It's fine.
You've been trespassed.
I don't care.
Can you just go ahead and just refresh my mom?
Okay.
So she tried to pay with the EBT.
Yeah. So she was at the self-check.
Yeah.
She scanned stuff. She was concealing stuff under the bags.
Okay.
She had to then cancel it. They went to a register where she only paid for the Dr. Pepper and then walked out.
Okay.
And when I was over there, she grabbed my arm and.
Can I take a picture of your?
I have to go home.
It's fine. She grabbed this arm.
She grabbed this arm and pushed down.
Oh man, that girl gonna come back over there and haunt her. Man, what's up, Lansky? Oh, Lansky said give him a second. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw the screen back up. You know, man, Trump be taking forever to come out. I'm telling you, man, he back there getting a massage.
Saw the faces of crying Hillary voters. He ripped up the boisterous speech and said he wanted to heal the nation. And the first words he said were an appreciation for Hillary Clinton,
Y'all
for
look
her
like
service to
y'all.
our country. And then he said, now it is time for America.
We waiting for him to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Let me give y'all a classic while y'all here. You know, y'all know what I'm on, man. Y'all know what type of show we run around this joint. Definitely. Definitely on the wild side.
Yo, my bad, Mac.
He can't even fucking walk. Is he an agent? Is he real? I don't want to send him home like that. He live in PA. What the fuck is wrong with these niggas, man? I'm a warrior. I'm a wolf. What the fuck is wrong? Let's go get your book bag out my fucking car. Let's walk. I'm gonna walk you like a little bitch. Let's walk. And don't fucking touch my shoulder no more, because I'm not your fucking girl. You fucking gay ass nigga. Walk your fucking walk. fucking setup.
It's all
set me up. Yes.
Man, if we let Kamala in, man, that would have went bad, man. But this is my favorite one right here, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, Lansky's back. Look at Lansky. He's right there. Say hi, Lansky.
Salute to everybody in the building, man.
All right,
My
let me
bad,
review a little bit of this video that your cousin sent me. He said he was apologizing to somebody that he had a problem with. Let me check it out.
Sober up a little bit. You too drunk. Nigga put his hands on my fucking ass. And I smacked him silly. I'm guilty. Lock me up. Fucking ass. Go home. Sober up a little bit. You too drunk. Nigga put his hands on my fucking ass. And I smacked him silly. I'm guilty. Lock me up. Nigga put his hands on my motherfucking ass, on my lower ass, and I fucked him up. And I recorded it. I'm guilty. So what? I beat his ass again. He fucking touched my lower ass. I am not.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie, bro. What part is the low ass? Because I'm just trying to figure it out. I only know about the up ass.
Yo, you went voting with him, son? You went voting with your cousin?
Bro, that's your cousin. Your cousin. You gotta hold that one down, man. See? You know what's so crazy? You gotta be proud of your family. That's what I'm saying. I'm proud. I'm normally proud of people. I'm proud of people.
Nah, man. He don't be cutting out that YouTube check, son.
What?
He keeps it to himself.
Let me see. Skip that. Why you can't just let the video play so he can apologize? You just don't. You're not willing to accept his apology to the world, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
No,
this is what you know.
He's slandering my cousin, man.
That's not me. I'm a street nigga. I'm a soldier. When I die, I want my wife touching me. Not a nigga with hard dick and bubble gum, bitch.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to demonetize me. Let me just take him off the screen. He's coming in hot, man. He's upset, man. You know, I think he's mad at somebody, bro. If you think about it, I think that's all it's about. You know, but I can't, you know, it's not his birthday, Lansky. I would love to help him through this trying time. Hey, yo, but why these Democrats can't accept they loss, man? Why they can't accept they L?
Why they bounce like that?
The Democrats?
Yeah.
Because Kamala's not. They don't want to hear nobody. They want to hear her and back. Well, what could she say? But give a concession speech. It's the only thing she could do is just say that, you know, I lost. Salute to y'all. Thank you for believing in this bullshit. Yo, bitch, you gonna send us our change back from that campaign money we sent you? No. We're giving that to Hunter Biden. Yeah, we gonna get that money to Hunter Biden so he could yeah, man, you give it to Hunter Biden, man.
Snitching. Snitch what? The very next day after I shot Max against the Boston Seacorn, right? I prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please don't let me kill nobody. I left the house. Against the Boston Seacorn. There's a dude named Javon. Javon's sitting on the...
He's bloodthirsty, bro. He's bloodthirsty, man.
Yo, that guy got talent, bro. He was down with Bambara at that time. That guy.
Ooh, that guy. That guy.
That guy.
Yeah, that's Grand Corn. How you dance in real life?
For Trumpers soon enough, and then hundreds of millions of dollars wasted on them.
That's hard.
Donald Trump won this on policy and personality.
He's from the Bronx.
He's from Connecticut, bro.
Seems like yesterday I had lots of dough. I got Biggie shot and nobody know. Shoot the club up, pass the gun to J-Lo.
Hey, and I know Shop Frank's in the audience somewhere. Hold up. Hey, Shop Franks, remember this one? This is the one that got you that order protection.
What old bitch? What old bitch, bro? Listen. All right, so you gonna let me talk? Look, why don't you just calm down? Calm down, man. Just calm down.
They're gonna demonetize me, Lansky. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm playing games already.
So that was the video that made him famous and shit?
Nah, he's been famous for putting, he won the hot dog eating contest in Coney Island.
Oh yeah, he was the one that threw up? Oh man, pause.
That's right, we did it. They called Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Trump train, make this motherfucker great again. Okay. All right then. Let me see.
Will of the people. Forget about us. The will of the people.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, be a gracious winner and let's move the country forward. I agree, and I know you will. That was my only.
They don't want to accept this, Lansky.
I really did. He's known for a while. He was gonna. I wrote a piece on.
I can't wait to talk. And you know what? I predict. Me and Lansky were just talking a second ago, right? And I predict that he's gonna troll the whole movement right now. You don't think? Who thinks he's about to start? On some comedy. I think he's going to be a little bit serious, but he's going to, and I'm saying this is a long camp. He deserves a week of chilling. You know what I'm saying? First, just take day one. You know what I mean? Get rid of all these illegals, put them back in the fucking.
Yo, what you think? You think Kamala's gonna come back outside and shit and address the nation?
No, she's been ducking smoke the whole entire time, man. Like Kamala, she showed that she wasn't built. My bad. That was a slip of the button. Yeah. They don't want to accept this, man. I just feel like the next couple of days we're gonna have a real bitter America on one side. You know what I mean? Cool Boy and them over there pumping hate. Hold on, let me see if he's still alive. They said, I don't believe so many Dominicans and Puerto Ricans voted for him. What? That's like saying if you don't vote for Kamala, you ain't black. Incredible. I can't make this up. Okay, boom. Speaks. Is he taking stage now? Yeah, B1 called it at 104. Yeah, he called it at 104. Said 270. I have to look at the text, but he called it already.
There's mad traffic out there, you heard?
Mad traffic. Hey, y'all ever seen the Raccoon Man?
What?
The Raccoon Man.
That shit sound racist, bro.
It ain't racist, bro. He got real raccoons around him. Real black raccoons. They gray. They black and gray.
You got a video of it?
Hell yeah, I'm about to show it to you right now. Because Trump ain't up here yet, man. I'm still waiting for Trump to pull up, man. I'm telling you, I swear to God, I don't think he drunk. He too cocky, he on point right now. I think Shiz on point.
Son, you were supposed to rock that MAGA hat, son, the black one, fam.
The black MAGA hat today, right? Man.
Yeah.
My cat was sleeping on it. You know what I mean? Still eating cat. Don't get it twisted, y'all. For real, that ain't fake news.
10 to 7.
Man, I love this old man. He be feeding all these raccoons. Look.
And I a bucket of grapes. I'm going to throw that whole bucket out because I can't get out the door to do the hot dogs.
Watch that. Watch how much food he give him.
I'm going to go over there.
Look at this.
Wall-to-wall raccoon. Holy smoke. Get out of there, Connor. All right, I'm just going to put the... that's the only way I can get out. All right, just...
How fat them joints is.
Look. Wall-to-wall raccoon.
Yeah, this dude, he got a dope channel, man. He an old man that just feed raccoons.
I feel sorry. Don't let the...
Yeah,
You're promoting these animals online, and then the immigrants are gonna take them and eat them and shit. You better stop showing those animals online.
That's kind of like prejudice. That's at least prejudice, right? They ain't say nothing about no raccoon. I wouldn't put it past them, so you're right.
Well, you promoted the video and shit, and you are kind of famous out there, so thanks to you.
You know something? I ate raccoon before when I was in camp, when I was younger. I ate
What camp was that?
Camp Pork and Beans. I've been Muslim for a while, too, so it was just fucked up that my aunt did that to me. Put me in a Camp Pork and Beans. Old Muslim, man. Yo, we going down the rabbit hole, man. Hey, man, let's look at the raccoon man real quick.
And sit on the bench. Oh, stop it. Oh, they're really going at it. Look.
See, I shot this raccoon up and at my mother's house. I trapped it, right? And then
allegedly, yeah.
No, it ain't no allegedly. I blew his head off. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Yo, bro, he's scared the fuck up. You know what?
You gotta be easy. There's animal lovers in the channel, bro. Like in the chat, there's animal lovers, bro. You can't.
Bro, they eating the cat and nobody said nothing. Heath Cliff out of here. Garfield gone. Sebastian the cat, no bueno.com.
See, it's snowing out right now, and the temperature's low. Look, those grapes are gone. That whole bucket, just in 2 seconds. All right, guys, come on. Let's go. You ready? I'm going to sit in the snow-covered bench. Holy smokes. Oh, my God. Yes. Yes.
See, them New York raccoons act different. You ever seen them joints in Central Park or in the Bronx?
I got them around my mom's crib and shit.
And they vicious, right? They got attitude, bro.
They be fighting against the cats. The cats be jumping them. It be like,
the cats be jumping them. That's God's work.
Yeah. And right now, I'm in my mom's crib and shit. And them niggas be out there fighting against the cats and shit.
Ain't no where's Waldo. It's where's my blunt, bro. I don't know where that blunt is at. And I swear to God, I just put it down for 1 second.
The cat took it.
Any raccoon is dangerous. I ain't gonna lie. That's fact. Them niggas, because they rabid, I think. They sick.
What?
Yes.
These raccoons here, though, ain't missing a meal.
I'm wall-to-wall raccoons.
You
ready?
The day that old man start feeding on raccoons, he's gonna be dinner. You heard?
Yeah, they going to, yeah, I can see it now, man. Amir Mansour, Democrats are responsible for mass incarceration of blacks and Latinos. Harris the same as a prosecutor. Oh, man. Yeah, Harris tore us up. She tore us up. But not as bad as these raccoons gonna tear his ass up as soon as he run out of food. You right about that, Lansky. Raccoon gravy hit different. Exactly. You wouldn't eat a raccoon? Yeah, bro. You wouldn't eat a nice little fat raccoon?
Yo, son, let me tell you. Can I tell you a story while Trump is taking his time to come out for the people and shit?
Right.
Yo, son, when I went to Greenhaven, right? I was in Greenhaven and shit. I had a little visit in Greenhaven and shit like that, right? It's all right to talk a little jail story and shit.
Yeah. We embrace this, encourage this. This is we call this therapy. Therapy.
Yo, son, so I go to Greenhaven because I take up a program. I left Lakeview to go to Greenhaven, and they got the cow program over there, the farm program. You know what I mean? I signed up for that shit. 6 months outside clearance. You know what I mean? So then, as I get there, the civilian that's running the program, one white nigga one Caucasian man, right? His name was Fred, and the other one name was Jim. Jim was the supervisor, right? So Jim was a little racist. He noticed that I was close to Fred because I was around Fred. I used to be in the farm a lot with Fred a lot. You know what I mean? So Jim was taking me out in the back of outside clearance and shit.
Right. Don't sound right. Nah, but
yeah, son, to get Fred jealous. You know what I mean? Like. Greenhaven, baby. Greenhaven Correctional.
They had the boxing program up in there.
They had all types of programs. They had RSI, they had ART.
It said Obama refused the bill for 8-year-olds that Trump passed within 18 months that freed hundreds of thousands of black and word, man.
Well,
and put permanent funding in place for the HBCUs. Let's not forget that.
Yo, but Biden administration approved the pipeline through Europe. Remember you covered it a few weeks ago? That Trump stopped. He signed the bill to stop that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they completed a pipeline going through I think on the top of Canada, and I think it's an oil pipeline going to Russia.
I ain't mean to highlight that. I meant to time that motherfucker out. Yeah, we move quick around here, trolls. All right, let's finish watching the Raccoon Man and see if Trump pulled up yet, man. I'm ready to go.
Let's go. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. You know, there's got to be 30 raccoons at least. I don't know where they all come from. Oh my God. Yeah, they all love me because I got the food. Yeah, and I got Buddy hanging off me.
Ask Trump to our reparations. Shut the fuck up. I don't want no reparations.
Yo, that old man fucked up the ballot for Kamala, son. He had those raccoons over there. They could be voting, bro.
Word. She looking for hot dogs. He got them all.
There you go. Ready? Here you go.
Muppet, I don't know, man. We waiting for Trump to start speaking. We just going down the rabbit hole, man. Excuse me, the raccoon hole. Raccoon. Barbecue raccoon butt. Yeah, I tore some raccoon up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ate it with pork and beans. I can't pork and beans.
Go.
People, that is not
there you go. Are things settling down? I got 8 pounds of hot dogs here in this bucket.
He stole those.
Things are settled down. Finally, holy smokes!
Stole those hot dogs. He stole those hot dogs from the hot dog stand from Animal House, bro.
I think that's a fact. Yo, It's that one raccoon that keep going in his pocket like he know him like that though. That's the one I'm having a problem with. The rest of them is cool.
That's the big homie.
He keep going in his pocket.
You heard me?
Yo, this old man bagged him a young joint off his channel. I think he went and married shorty.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I used to binge watch this dude doing this shit. I think you gotta have a pure spirit to be this close to those raccoons, and they don't never do nothing to him.
I gotta get two hands going here.
Yeah, this wasn't random. He knows these raccoons by name, bro. Like they never did nothing to him. He still does it. This is 4 years ago, I think. He still does this to this day.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah.
I remember this was his first video when he started his channel. He went viral, and then he just kept on doing it.
Hey, see, they're really, really super hungry because of the cold, and it's -6 here right now, Celsius. So
when they try to come in the house, his cats be popping them joints though.
Below freezing. There we go. So they.
You peep how they grab the glizzy?
Yeah, they got hands, bro. Listen, bro. He start out with grapes, gives them that. I think he give them cake. You know what I mean? Like he really like give them a whole meal.
He get food stamps.
They start sending them money like donations.
He get food
stamps.
stamps.
They send them donations. They send him donations. I don't know what he get, but I know they send him donations.
No, you can't eat it. Gift.
No,
all right.
He's opening the gift that they sent him.
Who sent them?
What? Everybody back here, you get one.
Yeah, people that would like the show.
There, you got it. Well, take your cookie.
Oh yeah, he giving them cookies.
There you go. Okay, I'm just gonna dump these. There's a mixture.
Some niggas gonna die, son. How you
All
gonna
right,
give them
so we're
niggas
gonna.
cookies?
I'll take this in.
Those people, man, them things probably keeping them alive, man. You ever seen the Japanese cat island?
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
no.
Yeah.
Japanese
Look at these
cat
cats.
island. The
Yeah,
cats
they.
is
You know,
scared.
you can't kill cats. You know what I'm saying? Can't kill them.
Those cats don't like them niggas, son. Word up.
Yeah, I got to subscribe with this channel. I'm subscribed on my other channel, my main channel. Raccoons tried whipped cream.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now he got a female. He bagged him a little joint off this. If she's still with him, I don't know. This dude been doing this joint. He's the raccoon whisperer. That's what they call him. Wow.
Man, I don't see. Oh, I want to keep my comments to myself. So.
You know what? You a mean dude, man. Look at this. This is cute. Look at this.
This shit, yo,
And that
son,
puppy is peanut butter. That's peanut butter they're eating.
you better take your shoes off when you come in my house. All that porch full of raccoon shit and shit.
Look at that.
I hose them niggas down, son. Get the fuck out of here.
You mean as fuck, bro. Man, you horrible, bro. Why would you do that to them poor raccoons? They ain't like they Bronx raccoons. Some ill raccoons, bro.
They humongous paws.
Yo, bro, I'm probably gonna get his speech tomorrow, man. I'm about to go to sleep, man. And Trump back there getting head. You know what I'm saying? Like, got us waiting. We know he won already. You know what I'm saying? I got 1,000 votes, and they wouldn't give him a man. That they send a lot of people here, but you know, people just be passing through because it be that shorts feed. They like choo, 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 up and down, up and down, up and down. You know what I'm saying? Let me try. Let me see who's out there down here. Elections, polls. My boy Moxie approved. They not sending the small channels nothing. They sending all the notifications to the news channels.
Right.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to get off of this Lansky, man. I don't know if you want to go, you know what I'm saying? I want to go troll people, man. I really don't want to be holding the
Yo,
panel up.
So let's be out, son. Yo, salute to everybody in
All
the
right,
building, man. Yo, son, TSTV is monetized, man. Smash the like button, subscribe, man. Let's
Become a member. Hit that join button.
Yeah, become a member and shit. You heard?
Teron, salute.
Salute, my G.
Yeah, we about to get up out of here, man. Congratulations, Trump. We gonna count our win before it even hatch. I did this once with prime time before, and it didn't look good. So hopefully this time that's not what we got. You know what I mean? Salute, Monster Mo. Salute everybody that just pulled up. You already know. God's work. Not the hard work. Salute the Most Def. You know what I mean? One of my favorite artists. He used to be my favorite artist, but now he's Moist Def. Gotta let y'all know that. Gotta remind y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stay woke out here. You know? And didn't he play the voice of Gangstalicious too?
Nigga, you gay.
I think so. Anyway, I'm out of here.